Recording and continue our project. So the authentication, right? Authentication. Why we need authentication? That is the first question. Why do we need? Because you want someone, right, in your someone to log in. The person who is logged in, right, or the person who is authorized can only, maybe the creating, let's say create, right, the issue, update, delete. They are the only person who can do, right. First you have to log in, and the logged in person can only uh, do the job, right, like creating, update, delete, and all kind of things. So when you authorize someone, we're just gonna create simple login, right, for now, for one email ID for testing purpose. But in the future that app will be grow for anyone, right, anyone who is authorized, who has authentication, right. So you have to verify that. I mean, there will be authentication system is very big, right, complex thing, but at least we understand how we're gonna implement in our requirement right now, the base, right. There is few things you can understand today. Okay, we talked last time also same, using the next auth, and the same thing we're going to implement here. So next auth, right. So how we're going to implement this in our project? This is the complete library for authentication system. Okay, this is a big library. They have so many things, right. Remember I told you last time, even there is one, let's go back, let's see, clerk here. See that the clerk is based on this next auth. Okay, and clerk manage the whole authentication system, right, and it's very easy to use it. I mean, I can say easy, right, because you don't have to manage any database. Okay, you just create account and they will handle all in their system, in their server, right. It's just like installing app in your mobile. Okay, some kind of app, right, maybe messenger app, almost similar things. Okay, so because we don't have to handle any database, it's a good idea, right. They give some free to use, some, I think, certain amount of users to be free to log in, and if your app is getting big, right, a lot of visitors, then you have to pay monthly charge, but it's still better. So I'm planning for our learning management system, I'm going to use this clerk, right. That is what I'm going to do. I'm just thinking. Okay, still planning. So let's start now. Get started. The first thing is we have to install next auth in our system. Npm install next auth, right. So if you go back here also, let's look at the our documentation. Now where we are, issue, authentication. Okay, so we have to install this. Step 1, install next auth. So we're going to do that, and then create the route ts, right, file in API auth, and this one is like basically handling all condition, right, slash anything. Okay, and this will be the our route where we create the API, right. So let's continue. So remember, authentication, first step, install the next auth. So I'll cancel this server, npm install next auth, enter, right. That is the first step. Now I'm going to look for the second step. So second step is creating the file system, right here, route ts. So if you look at this document, okay, add the API route. If you are using Next.js, which is higher than 13.2, right, or above, okay, so yes, we are using 13. I think 14 now, even 15 is here, so we must go to this guide, okay, and follow from there. So you're gonna get this process, right. So let's do that one. So installation is free. We go to the app API. Here we're gonna create the folder called auth. Okay, so click on this and auth, right? Auth. And inside this folder you have to add another folder which will be square bracket and 3 dot, and we call it next auth, like that. So the name must be, these names must very important, you have to put it similar way. So next auth, API auth, and then next auth, and inside that folder we have route.ts. so let's do that, next next auth auth. So here we're gonna go route.ts. so why we are using route, right? Because we are inside the API. Remember, there is two file system you must consider. If you have any page, right, like about page, contact page, then we have page.tsx, correct? But in API we have route. Just remember that. Okay, so we got the we got here, right? Next step is copy this code and put it there. Yeah. Okay, so let me check, right? So this step we must fine. So here, we import next auth from next auth. Then this is the function, right? Handler function. Remember, in API we have get, post. So here, next auth is the function, and that function does both for getting something and posting something. Post, it handles the both communication, get and post, right? So this function is going to work as get and as post. Now you just have to add here providers, right? This is the see the object, inside the object this is the property providers, and for now I'll just make it empty, right? Empty array. Okay, because in this array you're gonna have many providers, and we have to think about that, right? So yeah, so that is all we have to do for now. Next auth we install. Okay, yeah, so this is all the basic setup, right, for next auth. So let's commit this. That is the first step, setting up next auth we have done, right? So now I will commit here, and I will say setting up next auth, commit and push. Okay, the next step now, right? env file, step 1. Okay, I missed it. I supposed to have done the env file in the first step, but it's okay, we'll do it now, right? After that we have to create env file, which is here, right? And then we need to add next auth URL and the next auth secret, right? So like this, next auth underscore URL. So the name must be same, okay, remember that. And that will be http//localhost, no, not capital, localhost colon 3000. So that is the next auth URL for now, for our local development, right? And the next one is, so let's see, yeah, we're gonna say next auth underscore secret, CRET, right? CRET, secret. And this is the long string, right? A random string. So how we can get that one? So that, I think there is the, if you have the OpenSSL installed in your computer, you can get, right? If not, just copy from here or from the GitHub, so when you have the SSL installed, you can do it open SSL, random, right, dash and base 6432, right? So based on this command it will give us some kind of string, so that is what we get. Okay, so you know, we just add here, right, some kind of long string. So done. So that is all we have to do, right, to set up the env for now. Okay, after this we need to configure the Google, right? So let's go back. Our provider is what? Google provider. That is what we're gonna use. So we go to the provider here and look for Google. Okay, Google, where is that? ZZ here, right? So we move to this. See this, what is this provider, right? When you open any website and you see the login with Google, login with Facebook, login with Twitter or maybe LinkedIn or maybe anything, right, GitHub, they are the provider or service provider for login. So next auth implement all that. Okay, next auth has functionality, right, to bring all that providers in one umbrella within the next auth system. Okay, so for now we're just going to use Google. So what is saying now, you set up, right, the Google credential first. So let's open this. And so today, last time I didn't show you, right, how all the process to set up, but today I'm going to create a new, let's create a new project and I will call it maybe issue tracker, right, like that. Okay, issue tracker and create. Once you do that, right, once this is created, okay, select the project. You must go to the project, so you're going to see the name here, right, on the top. Look at here, the project name selected, correct? And then once you have done that, you create credential, right? Click on this button, credential. Okay, not now. What happened? Why I don't know what happened, right? So where I went, issue tracker, I don't know why it moved me there, right? Okay, so I need to be here. So the credential, click on this credential, right, and then select auth client ID, and after that let's okay, once again, a consent. What is the consent screen? Create credential, right? That is the one. Auth consent. Let's look at the auth consent, right? Consent first, and then we're gonna create credential. Okay, so auth consent screen, if you click on this button and then click on external, right? Why? Because available to any test user with a Google account, right? Any test user with, okay, and your app will start in testing mode, right? So external, because with external right now you don't have to verify your app to do login and all that, but in the future when your app goes for production, right, we must verify our app, follow some pattern here to make sure anyone can log in through their Google account to our app. So that is some different process, little bit different, but for testing you just create click on external and create, right? So app name, I will call it tracker, like that. You have to put email, so I have my email here. App logo, no need. Domain, no need. Authorized domain, I think is there authorized domain we have to add? Maybe no, right? Just leave it for now. If we need, we're gonna add later. Developer contact, so just put the email ID, same email, right? Okay, so if we go back, if you look at here, right, authorize redirect URI. Okay, so that is what we just have to add this one for development, and for production, will be your production website API and all that. Okay, so for now we just use this one. So let's wait for this authorize redirect. Okay, let's wait for there. So once we do that, once we select this email address, save and continue, then your non-sensitive, okay, fine, nothing to do here. Okay, so we have nothing to do, right? Add, okay, so add or remove scopes. So let's look at here, add or remove scope, right? What is the scope? So click on this add or remove scope, right? So scope is you are authorizing, right? When somebody log into your app, means you are giving access to your email, right? Or basically app can access your information from the email, like the avatar, the email, username, like that name, things like that can be accessed. So for now I will just select this user info, right, like that, and user profile, something you can select, right, and done. Update. So you have user info, your Google account, email address, and some personal details, right, like name, something like that. It's okay. So that is add or remove scope, right? Done. That is all, and save and continue, and then test. You want to add test user, whatever email you add, they will be only able to log in for now, right? So I will just go and put like my email ID. So yeah, that is fine. Add. So you can add many or you don't, right? Just added one for now and done. So close. It should appear here, right? Why not? I don't know why it did not came. And add. Okay, so you just have to double click and it came here, and save and continue. And then summary, you just go to the summary, you can look at all these things, and back to the dashboard, right? That is all you have to do. Okay, nothing complex, right? And credential, go to the credential, next step, and then click on create credential, auth client ID, select here, right? So will be web application. Okay, and after your name, right, web, so you just give it issue tracker, authorize JavaScript, no need, authorize redirect URL, right? So authorize, okay, so authorize JavaScript origin, right? So here, okay, add our local host, okay, HTTP, yeah, like that. Okay, that's fine. And redirect, so now we have to copy that one, same thing, just API auth callback. See, API, and we have auth folder, and there is a callback function, and that callback function is basically what the function for handle, get, post, all that, right? So now, okay, let's go back here and add it. So done, guys. Just create now. Look at just issue tracker name, localhost 3000, and this is the one, and we done. Okay, the next step is this client ID and client secret. We have to bring it back to our code, right? So okay, so let's wait, because I want, no, let's copy, right? Copy this. For now I will just make it, we have to change the name. Okay, I'll just put client ID like this, and I know this name is not correct. Okay, you have to change. Later we're gonna change to capital letter according to the Google need, right? Copy this client secret and put it here. This is a string. You can put in a string, or you can leave it without quotation. It still work. Okay, so fine. So we're done. Okay, so we're done with this one, right? The next one is how we going to use this Google provider. Okay, so look at here. Inside the provider you put this code, right? This code, we call the function first. You call this Google import Google provider, right? So we have to call that in our route on the top, because this is all API. You're handling through API, right? And then you copy this provider function, Google provider, and put it inside our provider here. See, so the client ID and client secret is this name, so client ID must be this in our env, right? So let's send that. Client ID will be this name, and the secret will be same like this. Okay, done. So now, so one thing, right? So there is a complaint. Yeah, so why saying so string undefined is not assignable to string, right? Okay, but see, string and undefined, right? It says string undefined is not assignable to type string. Type undefined is not assignable to type string, right? But we know we have a data, right? So let's make it something like that. See if this will remove the, if there is a data, right? We know we have this value. Okay, we know that, so no need to worry. Just put this exclamation that tells, okay, there is a data. Okay, don't complain, right? There is the variable, environment variable, so that problem is gone. Okay, so we finish with this one. What is the next step? So we done with the credential, right? I think we done with the credential and setting up the Google right, the Google provider. So let's commit, right? Let's commit this one. So set up what we can call it, credential, right? Set up Google credential, credential, commit and push. Now the next step is, so like if right now, right, if you go, let's try. Okay, our app is running. No, I think okay, let's install the Prisma first, and then we're gonna go to the, we're gonna run the server and test our provider. Okay, so now we have to set up Prisma, right? Next step is adding the Prisma adapter. So let's check the code here. That is done. We have set up all this one, done. Okay, that is what we have done. Adding Prisma adapter, right? So Prisma is what? Prisma is, we already have Prisma in our project. Okay, so we're gonna configure Prisma to handle the, like, all the model, right, for the user authenticate, basically to handle all the user. Whenever somebody register, right, it should record their information and all that in the database. So we have to install next npm install next auth Prisma adapter, because we already have Prisma, right? So we don't need to install Prisma, only the adapter we have to install. So see how you're going to find information here about the adapter. Let's check. So let's look at here, look at the adapter, right? After provider you have adapters, and here you need to find the Prisma, right? Prisma is here. see the Prisma. Okay, and it says install this Prisma client. So we already have Prisma client, we are using already Prisma client, right? We just need to install auth Prisma adapter. So see here you see auth, right? But if you go to the website here, next auth is becoming auth very soon.